Hello, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with another tutorial just for you. And today I'm going to show you how to crochet a variation on one of my very special favorites, the granny square. Yes, for any of you who have been following me for any length of time, know that this is one of my staples, one of my go-tos. Absolutely love the granny. Now, this is a bit of a variation from your typical granny, but using the exact same stitches. So, if you're familiar with the granny, you can do this quite simply. Now, it looks on the surface as if every round I'm changing the color. However, this is a continuous two-colored granny. And the only time in which you would need to sew in any ends is when you run out of yarn. If your ball runs out, well, nothing you can do about that. That's okay. So, in the center, we start with 2 of one color and 2 of another. And as you keep going, you swap colors as you go. And with the way that the stitch works and the configuration, you don't need to cut your yarn. It's a fabulous thing, and I just wanted to show you. It's not a fully fledged tutorial of sorts, but it is a way of showing you to do something a little bit different based on one of my all-time favorites, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So, without further ado, let's get started. Alrighty, so for the piece that I showed you, I have some left over that I'm going to show you today. This is Pound of Love in a lovely gray and sort of a denim blue, and we're going to be working with these today. And I'm going to be using a size H crochet hook, which is a 5mm hook. As always, you can use whatever hook and yarn works best for you. This would be an awesome stash buster, by the way. Also, with the way that the pattern works, I think that if you used, say, Caron cakes, that would look awesome. However, what I would strongly recommend, if you do use Caron cakes, which, you know I love the yarn, but if you use the Caron cakes, I would strongly suggest using 2 colorways that are different but complement each other, okay? All right, so let's get right into this. So we're going to start, of course, with our slip knot and a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a slip stitch into that very first chain to create a ring. So I got a little ring going on there. And then chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. And into the center ring, 2 more double crochets for a total of 3. It's all about the clusters when it comes to grannies. Now, for those of you that are familiar with the granny, well, I don't mean to bore you, but the variation is really what you want to keep an eye open, for. All right, so you've got your 3 clusters, your three doubles to make the cluster. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 more doubles into that center ring. Now you could do, chaining of 2, what have you, whatever variation of the granny that you like to use, by all means, go ahead, All right, so we've got our 2 clusters here of 3 double crochets separated by a chain 3 space. Rock on. All right, now chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to swap our yarns, swap our colors. So, dropping the gray one in my case, scooching that off to the side, then we have our blue one, okay, and so we're going to go into that center ring, pulling up the blue, okay, and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and pull through that existing gray loop and cinch that, okay? So we've got our first double in the blue. And then into the center ring once again, 2 more double crochets with the blue, 1 and 2, and then a chaining of 3, and into the center ring, 3 more double crochets with the blue. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so then to connect our square and finish up the first round, chain 3, and then into the top of this first double crochet, we're going to slip stitch right in there. Be sure to go underneath both bars of that V and slip stitch like so. And that is your first round, okay? And don't worry that, this is one color and this is another color for now, because we're going to be stitching over those anyway, okay? And also, these ends, these 2 tail ends, you can stitch them in much later, no problem. Don't worry about those, okay? So we're going to continue on to the second round. Alrighty, so for the second round, what we're going to do is do an immediate chaining up of 3. 1, 2, 3. And into this same space, right into here, 2 more double crochets. 1 and 2, like so. Chain 1. And into the next corner space, 3 double crochets, chain 3, and 3 more double crochets. Like so. Chain 1, and into the next corner space, 3 double crochets, chain 3, and now we have to swap yarns again. So, again, scooching the blue over and away, drop that blue, pick up the gray, and wrap the yarn, because we're doing a double, and then into the chain space, pulling up a loop, through 2, and through 2, through both loops, and then just cinch the blue one, like so, and then 2 more double crochets with the gray for a total of 3. Like so. Again, it's seamless. It's awesome. I love it. I had to share it with you guys. All right, so then, I'm sorry, one of my balls of yarn is getting a little unruly. All right, so then chain 1, and into the next corner space, 2 clusters of 3 double crochets separated by a chain 3 space. So that's 3 doubles, chain 3, and 3 doubles. Okay, then chain 1 into the next space, which is actually a corner space, and we're going to connect it to our first cluster. So into the corner space, 3 double crochets, chain 3, and slip stitch to the top of this double crochet. And that's really all there is to it. Like so. Now, as you can see, we have the blues on this side, the grays on this side, which is the opposite of what we started with, and it will continue to flip-flop back and forth as you keep going. But you know what? as you saw before, when it's spread out, the flip-flopping really is a lot less prominent of a feature, and it looks as if every round you're changing your color. It's sort of an optical trick, if you will. And also, it looks like you did a lot more work than you actually did, which, hey, who doesn't like that, right? So I'm going to give you another round, and we'll go from there. Alrighty. All right, so going to give you another round just to make sure that you got the whole joining technique aspect of this. So we did our slip stitch. So chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. And it helps also if you make this initial chain just a little bit loose so that it's easier to slip stitch into when you get back to it. And 2 double crochets into that corner space for your total of 3, like so. Chain 1 and 3 double crochets into that center space. Okay, chain 1. Come on. There we go. And then into this corner space, 3 double crochets. Chain 3 and 3 double crochets. Come on. There we go. Yep. 3 more. Okay. Chain 1, 3 double crochets into this center space here. Chain 1, and into this corner space, 3 double crochets. Chain 3. And we have to swap our yarn again. Okay, so dropping the gray, picking up the blue again, wrapping the yarn with the blue because we need to do a double. Go in through, pull through 2, and then pull through 2. Cinch that gray one. We've got our first blue double, so 2 more blue doubles. Come on. There we go. Chain 1 and another 3 blue doubles right here. So like I said, this really does follow suit. And a chain 1, 3 doubles, chain 3, 3 doubles into this corner. It follows suit with, the typical, standard granny square, but this variation, I think, adds a little spice, a little oregano and cayenne pepper and paprika, to a stitch that a lot of us are already familiar with. It gives it a bit more visual appeal, which I rather like, with really hardly any effort, which is even what I like even more. So chain 1, 3 more doubles. There we go. Chain 1, 3 more doubles into this corner. All right, chain 3 and slip stitch to the top of this double. And there you have it. And so you would just keep going on in the same fashion over and over and over, just, increasing the number of clusters on each side as you go. And so from here, it would be with the blue because the gray is over here. So with the blue, you would of course be chaining up 3, 2 more doubles with the blue into this corner space, working with the blue all the way around to here. 1 cluster of blue into this corner, and then the other cluster of blue with the gray, because we need to swap off. And then you would continue on with the gray until you reach this corner where you started, and you slip stitch to the blue. So it's really as easy as that. And I hope that this makes sense, and that, this was a nice and thorough explanation of something that's, a little bit different, a little bit fresh, and, I rather like it. So if you did, please hit that little thumbs up button down below, because I appreciate your appreciation. And also, I would love to hear your comments, naturally. And also if you have any other suggestions as far as other things in the granny spectrum that you would like to see, hey, let me know. And also, if you haven't hit subscribe, please do so, because I do try to post videos as often as I can, whether it be crocheting, knitting, audiobook narration, or on my other YouTube channel, Fiber Spider Games, where I play games and give fabulous little commentary. So listen, until next time, I want you all to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, and above all, stay stitching. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.